When the case first broke, Shanann and Cece and Bella were simply missing.
Like, I have no inclination of where they're at right now.
Something in your gut was telling you that he had something to do with it.
Chris Watts thought that he could go to the police department, knowing the fact that he killed his family.
Why should I believe you? Because I'm a very trustworthy person.
Regressive behavior predicts future behavior. Chris had none of that in his past.
He thought that they were not looking at him.
They're going to come home safe, correct? When you find the guy.
He thought he could breeze through a polygraph test.
Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes. This is my flesh and blood. This is like what I wanted all my life.
The Frederick Police Department asked Chris Watts to come down to discuss a few matters with them about his wife and children and their disappearance.
Chris returns on the 15th, without hesitation, agrees to take a lie detector test.
This is one way that if you didn't have anything to do with it, that we can let the investigators know, the people that really do need to know, that are looking for your wife and your little girls, to let them know, like, you know what, don't focus on Chris, focus over here, because obviously we've already cleared him, he's good to go. Now focus on the real person that did something to this, you know, to Shanann and little girls. So.
He is instructed to intentionally lie about a series of unrelated questions to the case.
Regarding what number you wrote on the piece of paper, did you write the number 1?
No.
Did you write the number 2?
No.
Did you write the number 3?
No.
She's trying to see how he normally responds physiologically, pulse, respiration, heart rate.
You did great. You remembered to lie and everything. That was awesome. So you obviously are a really bad liar. Have people told you that before? Like the second you tell a lie, like they can tell like on your face that, because the second you lied to the number 3, like I don't know if you heard me clicking, but I had to like turn down the sensitivity because you were starting to go off the page. So that is awesome. So thank you for being a horrible liar. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We don't want to be good liars. So thank you for being a horrible liar. And that just shows me that, you know, obviously on the test when we're asking, you know, significant stuff about your wife, if you're lying to that, it's going to be even 10 times more amplified. So
now she's got his baseline. So then she can start asking those very probative questions.
Right now, there's only one person in this room that knows what the truth is. And in about 5 minutes, there's going to be 2 of us. So that's the coolest part, okay?
She tells him, there's no way you're going to walk out of here without telling the complete truth.
The test is about to begin. Please remain still. Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
His numbers were spiking like no other. He's having to convince himself, there's no way out of this. I've already agreed to doing this now. I have to set the tone and make sure that they believe what I'm about to say.
Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
So it was completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. You did not pass the polygraph test.
Okay.
Okay. So now we need to talk about what actually happened. And I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise.
Now that Chris has failed the polygraph test, it's time to open up. And the investigators make that very clear. Your opportunity of giving us a different story, of diverting us away from you, is over.
I know you were being deceptive, so that's not even an issue right now. The issue right now is what happened to Shanann, Bella, and Celeste.
That's when the investigators start to play a little good cop, bad cop.
We know a lot more than you think we do, okay? And here's where we're confused. You're this great guy, and I'm not just telling you that, okay? I'm telling you that because everyone tells us that, okay? We can't find anyone saying anything bad about you. But you weren't here today lying about something else. So we need to talk about that, okay?
Chris Watts does admit to something, but it's not what you would expect.
That's your daughter. I know.
Chris admits to having an affair with Nicole Kessinger, cheating on Shanann, and the police officers respond with,
So, going into that interview today with Tammy, where we strapped you in, we knew all about Nikki.
he didn't know that Nicole Kessinger, his mistress, had already came in and spilled the beans about their relationship.
Monday afternoon, he told me that she was like gone and he didn't know where she was. Kind of under the impression, since they're separating, that maybe she decided to take the kids. And then yesterday rolled around and she's still not around. And that started to seem really concerning for me. At that point, I was like, you know what? I hope something did not happen to her and did not happen to her children. And that was when I decided that it's probably a good idea to just come talk to you guys.
So then Chris is sitting there and realizes, these people know a little more than I realize.
Chris, in the interview today, you weren't asked about infidelity.
I do believe when he confessed to that affair, I think he thought that he'd be home free at that point where they'd say, that's why you lied.
I should have told her right then. But I didn't, because I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
I just find it hard to hear you talk about just having this emotional, conversation with Shanann, and you're bawling and crying together, and you have not shed one tear in 2 days that you've been here. Not one. And help me understand that, because I don't get it. These are your baby girls, and you have not shed one tear over them not being around.
The polygrapher and the investigator start to throw out other ideas that Chris can latch to.
Did Shanann do something? If she did anything to these kids, we both love them with all our hearts. There's no way.
It could have been an accident. Something happened in the house that you know about. But I want to know, did something happen to these baby girls first that you had to take into your own hands and deal with?
You had to clean it up for Shanann.
What did Shanann do to them? Tell us, Chris. Chicks are crazy.
And it's at that point where he says, my father flew in from North Carolina. Is he outside?
Can I talk to my dad or something? Absolutely. Come. Do you want to bring him in here? If we brought your dad in here, would you please tell him what happened?
And at that point in time, Ronnie was present in the building, and law enforcement approached him and asked him if he was willing to speak with Christopher, because Christopher wanted to talk to his dad.
Hey, Chris, we're going to let you have however much time you need, okay? Sure. Can you leave us in there? No? Yes. Sure.
So Rodney walks into the room. His father was not making eye contact with Chris. And you could see that where his father was almost guarding himself, like ready to hear bad news. And at this point in time is when Chris Watts starts to reveal what really happened.
She heard him.
The disbelief on Ronnie's face says it all.
It caused him pain to hear his son say that.
Chris thought, well, once I tell this story to my dad, I'm going to be seen as a hero.
Those investigators are guiding him toward admitting more than he has in the past.
That's the hard part. We have left. Can you tell us where they're at?